What if I told you that the majority of life's turmoil doesn't stem from external forces, but rather from our own reactions to them? A single carelessly chosen word can shatter our peace. A contemptuous glance can ruin our entire day. And a single impulsive act can trigger repercussions that linger for weeks, even months. Marcus Aurelius wisely cautioned us that we control our minds, but not external events. Grasping this fundamental truth is paramount to cultivating inner resilience. True strength isn't about reacting swiftly. It's about mastering the rare and invaluable skill of non-reaction. Modern science corroborates the wisdom of the Stoics from 2 millennia ago. Approximately 90% of our daily decisions aren't based on reason, but on emotion. This implies that without learning to manage our responses, we remain perpetually at the mercy of our emotions, enslaved to them for our entire lives. The world bombards us, a constant barrage of shouts, provocations, and irritations. But our power resides in our conscious choice of response. In this age of ceaseless notifications and emotionally manipulative triggers, calmness isn't a sign of weakness. It's a profound wellspring of strength. It's the power inherent in non-reaction. If you long to cultivate an inner peace that remains impervious to external chaos, continue watching. And if you find this information valuable, please subscribe to the Stoicism Everyday channel. This consistent engagement will establish the beneficial habit of nurturing your inner peace and promoting personal growth with every lesson absorbed. Seneca, the insightful Stoic philosopher, wisely stated, "The greatest remedy for anger is delay." Consider this: a momentary pause, even just a few seconds of quiet contemplation, can save a marriage, preserve a precious friendship, or prevent a disastrous financial decision. We live in a culture that excessively prizes speed, quick replies, snap judgments, instantaneous reactions. But speed devoid of wisdom is simply chaos in motion. That pause, that moment of reflection, isn't weakness. It's the invisible shield of the truly strong. Imagine a leader facing devastating news, plummeting stock prices, and a torrent of harsh criticism. A knee-jerk reaction, fueled by raw emotion, would only exacerbate the crisis. However, if they pause, take a deep breath, seek counsel, and carefully reflect before responding, their words will carry calm and clarity. The difference isn't intellectual prowess. It's the deliberate pause, a skill readily accessible through a simple technique: 3 conscious breaths. Inhale deeply, hold your breath briefly, and exhale slowly. Repeat this 3 times. By the end of this exercise, the internal fire of intense emotion will subside, allowing reason to regain its rightful dominion. This is the sacred pause. Not mere silence, but preparation. Not escape, but empowerment. Every reaction serves as a mirror reflecting our inner selves. When someone pushes our buttons, what truly matters isn't the button itself, but the deeper, often uncomfortable truths it reveals about our own vulnerabilities and insecurities. Epictetus reminds us, when you are offended at any man's fault, turn to yourself and study your own failings. It's not the offense itself that wounds us, but the narrative we construct around it. If rejection shatters our self-worth, it highlights a fragile sense of self-esteem. If a delay causes undue irritation, it suggests that patience is an underdeveloped virtue. Every reaction points to an internal wound, a vulnerability we may be overlooking, often subconsciously ignoring. Many dismiss these signals and place the blame on others. He made me angry. She ruined my day. But the Stoic perspective reverses this assignment of blame. It prompts us to ask, why did I grant them that power? The next time you feel provoked, resist the immediate urge to react. Instead, ask yourself, what am I feeling? Why do I feel this way? What does this reaction reveal about my own character, my beliefs, my values? Through this introspective process, every insult transforms into a mirror, reflecting our internal landscape, and every conflict becomes a valuable opportunity for self-discovery and personal growth. As Marcus Aurelius wisely observed, if someone can prove me wrong, I will gladly change, for I seek the truth. The mirror of truth might not always be flattering, but it will always lead to liberation and self-improvement. Many base their sense of peace on precarious foundations: wealth, status, material possessions. However, when these foundations crumble, so does their peace. The Stoics offer a different approach, constructing an inner fortress of peace built with enduring values that nothing external can dismantle. Marcus Aurelius eloquently expressed this sentiment, writing, "Men seek retreats for themselves in the country, by the sea, in the mountains, but peace is found within." Imagine a castle weathering the fiercest storms, its inner light burning steadily and brightly. That can be your mind, provided you build your inner fortress on solid values and unwavering principles, rather than on fleeting praise and temporary gains. To achieve this unshakable inner peace, 3 essential practices are crucial. First, the discipline of thought. What you cultivate in your mind profoundly shapes the course of your life. Second, the mastery of desire. The less you need, the greater your freedom will become. Third, courage in the face of adversity. True peace isn't the absence of fear, but the presence of strength and resilience. Epictetus aptly summarizes this with, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Your inner fortress serves as a shield against criticism, loss, and the inevitable storms of life. Many believe that strength resides in resistance, pushing back, and responding with intense force. But true strength, echoing the principles of Aikido, involves redirecting energy, rather than directly confronting it. Emotions are not enemies to be vanquished, but forces to be channeled and transformed. Anger, capable of destroying relationships, can be redirected into the courage to fight for what is just and right. Fear, often paralyzing, can be transformed into prudent preparation and careful planning. Sadness, while capable of weighing us down, can blossom into compassion for ourselves and others. Seneca astutely pointed out, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." This suggests that an emotion's energy only becomes destructive when it is left unguided, uncontrolled. The exercise is straightforward. Name the emotion. This is anger. This is fear. Feel the energy coursing through your body. Then consciously redirect that energy towards something constructive. Channel anger into discipline, fear into meticulous planning, and sadness into empathy and understanding. This isn't suppression, it's transformation. A redirection of energy into something positive and productive. Remember, water doesn't oppose the rock. It flows around and over it, gradually shaping even the hardest stone. This is emotional Aikido, the art of utilizing every emotion as fuel for personal growth and self-improvement. Life will inevitably present challenges and setbacks. This isn't pessimism, but simply the acceptance of reality. Loss, betrayal, and failure will test the very foundations of your soul. However, what truly defines you isn't the fall, but how you choose to rise. For the Stoics, adversity isn't a curse but a refining fire. The fire burns intensely, but it also purifies and strengthens. Marcus Aurelius stated, "The obstacle is the way." What obstructs your path ultimately becomes the path itself, teaching you valuable lessons along the way. The Phoenix Principle teaches us to embrace reality without resistance, to find meaning in suffering, and to emerge stronger from every trial. Reflect on the most challenging moment of your life. You survived it. That alone demonstrates your inherent resilience. Now envision not merely surviving, but thriving, being reborn anew with each setback. Just as the phoenix rises from ashes, every scar can serve as a testament to your growth, your strength, and your capacity for resilience. Seneca affirmed, "Fire tests gold, and adversity tests the brave." You are not delicate glass. You are steel, tempered in the fires of experience, forged stronger by adversity. Every fall becomes the launching point for your next ascent, your next journey towards personal growth and self-discovery. Choosing not to react isn't apathy, it's freedom. It's the conscious decision to respond with intention, with mindfulness, and with wisdom, not with impulsivity and reactivity. The Stoics remind us that no one can steal your peace without your explicit permission. In our fast-paced, often overwhelming world, calmness is a powerful asset, a significant advantage. If this message resonates with you, please leave a like and subscribe to the Stoicism Everyday channel. Each video represents a step toward fortifying your inner peace and evolving as a human being. In the comments section, make your declaration. I choose wisdom over reaction.